Thank you very much. Give us a mandate. God bless you, my brother. Appreciate you. Oga Chris, please talk to us, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good evening, sir. Mr. Nanjawash. Can you hear me?
Good evening, sir. Yes, of course, we can hear you. Please talk to us.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Nanjawash. Thank you yesterday for the time you gave us the opportunity for we to cross-fertilize ideas, and thank you also today. And we keep bothering you, but thank you for all you do for your kind
Mr.
gestures.
Chris,
You know the diaspora.
Mr. Chris, sorry to cut you.
Sorry.
Mr. Nanjawa, thank you for yesterday. I mean, yesterday was it was a long ride. Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir.
God bless you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was actually a very good opportunity. I think we had a very robust family discussion. To Niger was yes, to Niger, Mr. Jonathan and your humble self give us our mandate. We had a very good expose yesterday. Thank you, Mr. Nanjawaj. And Mommy Diaspora, good evening. Thank you for all you do. Iron Finest, I greet you all for the sacrifice and the extra effort you people contribute to making Nigeria a better place for us. And having said that, I'll just go directly to Mr. Allen Onyema's speech. You see, for me, I salute him for all he's doing for Nigeria, for his investments in the country, trying to give people employment and lift people from poverty and try to create a middle class which they have exterminated from the country. But again, his speech yesterday is just like undermining what we are all coming here to do every day. I see a lot of gaslighting in that speech. And mark my word, I'm talking about his speech. I'm focusing just on his speech and also his body language at times, the way he talks about the things in Nigeria. He just kind of belittle the sufferings the people are going through. If you are trying to say that with 200,000 naira, you can do better than people that are earning 2,000 pounds in the UK. So essentially, I see it as a subtle way of telling us that what are you people talking about every day? What's the complaint about? After all, Nigeria in so many ways is better than the UK. So you people should be patient. There's no need for all this complaint. That is what I read from that speech. And you understand that is why a lot of people have gone bonkers when they try to react to that speech. And the way people reacted, I don't think we have any way of criticizing how people react. It's just like alcohol. Some people take alcohol, they can go and be fighting, some will be laughing, some will go and fall on the road. This speech has touched the nerve of everybody in different way. For me, I took a very huge exception to that speech. He could have said it in a more better. For example, if he's talking about 200,000, how many people any 200,000 naira can even patronize his airpiece, both local and international? How many people in Nigeria? Is there any? If you are any 200,000, can you ever take his flights anywhere? You should realize that UK is talking about any person earning 2,000 in UK is good to go. You can get a mortgage, you can buy a house, you can do almost anything you want to do. Even doctors that are just starting fresh, the doctors that are living in Nigeria that are starting fresh in the UK, how much do they really earn? 2,000, it's a lot of money in the UK. You can do a lot with 2,000. What about the amenities, the facilities? There are just things that you cannot compare. Not just looking at the money, 200,000, and they're making that kind of statement. People earning 2,000 in the UK, they can take flights to anywhere in the world. Both local flight, they can go to a holiday in any part of the world. It's just time. If the one they cannot do with whatever they are earning, they can get a direct debit and, just sort out their problems. By the time, what can 200,000 naira give to you in Nigeria? I think that was just too much of a gaslighting, too much of crossing the red line, if you ask me. Then, concerning the constitution, I will keep extolling the attributes of Mr. Pa Ayo Adebanjo, I think he captured what I have been talking, what some of us have been talking about. Even yesterday, I also said it. No matter what we do collectively as people in Labour Party, if that constitution is not changed, if the appropriate thing, if the things that needs to be touched, if they are not touched, we'll go into 2027 election and we'll just still come out bruised like the way we came out from this one. In short, that one, they are going to cross all the T's and dot all the I's. They are going to do it so scientifically that we will not even have evidence. It's not like this one that they were hiding evidences. But for this 2027, we can't even find evidence to use in holding them down. So if they don't change that constitution, I think it was Madam Rita that was asking the other day if it was actually there in the constitution that INEC, they have that window and they have that window, that opportunity to use any means they so feel comfortable with. It's there. And I think somebody talked about that yesterday when His Excellency was in the on air. Somebody talked about that also. So they have to clear all those gray areas if
So
we really
sorry,
want
sir.
to
Sorry,
have.
sir. Can I
Yeah,
just put just a little point? We have really dealt on that part portion, and we said it.
okay.
Though we some of us object to it, but where later they went into it and we saw it because I told everyone that there's a clause there and that thing must be removed before we can have
Yeah,
a way
yeah,
forward.
it is there. I'm surprised that people like I said, I was surprised that nobody knew. It was just there. It was hidden in broad daylight. And I like I said 2 or 3 days ago, I was also surprised that the likes of Barrister Mike Igini, they didn't look at those parts because the assurance they gave to us, it was like any result at all that is not based on the beavers will be null and void. But unfortunately, it wasn't like that, and our hopes were all dashed because I'm sure that was the zeal, that was the zest that a lot of Nigerians capitalized on in going into that election, you know. But yeah, we still have 3 years to go, and with the shenanigans going on in Labour Party, I think it is time that the Peter Obi's team, His Excellency Peter Obi, we it's time to have groups of people. So there should be a group of people, obedient or Labour Party, for whatever they call them, that will be focused on pursuing the constitutional review agenda. There will be another group that will be pursuing the presence of the obedience group online, because sometimes a lot of people, they just create account and they call themselves obedience and be spewing nonsense, and all these at the end of the day are traced back to Peter Obi, you know. So there should be different group, subgroup within the Labour Party or the Obedience group that will take care of those things. Things have to be organized properly. And Mr. Jonathan, thank you very much for the statistics you always rolled out on this platform, especially the one that has to do with the IDP camp. You see, this is one of the reasons I keep telling us that it is utterly myopic for we to keep pointing fingers to the Western world, because these people, they even treat your people in their refugee camps better than the way you treat yourself back home. I think that alone is enough for all of us to have a sober reflection on. Because look at the way we treat ourselves in our IDP camp. If you want to know the greatness of a nation, you look at how they deal with the weakest in the society. How do they deal with the sick, with the children, with the handicapped, with those that cannot help themselves? That is how you truly know what values a nation places on its citizen. Um, yeah, still talking about the IDP camp. Mr. Oduwari, you did say that IDP camp has been existing in Edo State. I think what you were referring to actually is the leprosarium in Edo State. You know, these places, they are part of the community health initiative of the nation that started late in the 70s. They are not actually IDP camp. You know, when people have some communicable diseases, they have to be taken to this place to be treated. And for example, in Edo State, we have one towards Uluku and one towards going towards the east, the Agbo axis. Now they take care of tuberculosis and leprosy because these are communicable diseases. So it's very important that people are treated in isolation. So those, and I think those were the camp you were referring to. I think those are quite different from IDP, like the name says,
Uh,
in terms of displaced people. Yes.
sorry, I want to give you some point. Now, presently, I think we are about to have one now in Edo
No,
State.
not a battle. We have since
No, the one that
time.
I'm talking about the one that everybody will know now. Not the one people don't really know very well, but few of us know. But now we're about to have one, which is currently going on now. A lot of people, the opposite side of Magba, they have been displaced, and the Amagba people have taken over their villages, and those ones have moved to another village to have refuge over there. So, and nobody, the Oba have taken care of it, but I don't know what happened again. They explained it, and I listened to it very carefully. But something happened again. The Amagba people came again and started after the Oba have already pronounced words on it. They stubbornly, I think our Oba need to really deal with a lot of people in Edo State. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Black Panther.
Baba Christ, let me say something here. People want Oba to say something now. If Oba said spoken harsh word on them now, and he started destroying them, people will say, "Hey, Oba Bini have done this." So that is why he will not talk, but he will allow chiefs and other traditionalists to talk.
Yeah. Well, I think you do have a point there. And Black Panther, thank you for just throwing this Amagba perspective into this discourse. That actually reminds me, Mr. Ninja Watch, I'll keep saluting your effort because I remember you've waded into this issue. I think it was 2 years ago. There's this strong man, is it Ebo Amagba that you brought to this show one afternoon? I remember clearly, and we all called him and he gave his perspective of the kind of things that was happening in Amagba then. But I'm surprised that the issues are resurfacing again. They are rearing their monstrous head because when it comes to land, people are ready to spill the red oil for anything. But when it comes to land, land is power, and we can understand why the Fulanis are hell bent on registering their presence in every part of the country. Because that's actually what they did hundreds of years ago. Because technically, we must all remember that these guys, they are not ancestral to the country. So, having said that, I think I'll just want to
Round up.
round off.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I'll just want to round up by thanking give us our mandate and Mr. Jonathan again. You guys, you always have a way of bringing Edo State issue into your discourse. Always put Edo State in the burner, even though you guys are not from the states. You always hold the governor accountable, and for that we remain grateful to you guys. And yeah, because Obateke and his team, they have to do well. Deception, you can't govern you can't govern a state by deception. The works will really have to speak for themselves. Mr. Nanjawa, once again, thank you for yesterday and thank you for the many times you have extended your broadcast just to accommodate the likes of us. God bless you and good evening,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. God bless you. It's always nice to have you on the show. Thank you. Madam Rita is the last on the panel. Madam Rita, it's good you came in. Good evening to you, ma. Please talk to us. Let's
Good
hear from you.
evening, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Happy Easter in advance. I guess it's already Sunday in your side.
I know saying Akish you the busy
No
since
time,
now.
You
that's
know.
Trust me.
Madam
Eh?
Rita,
Yes, dear.
Madam, you owe me black soup. Since all this, you
I
never send them.
I owe you
Tomorrow
five
is
points.
Easter.
Even me self, all those snail which they fry, I need some from this side.
I wanted Margarita to laugh and enjoy himself today. That is why I brought that
No concern
information.
people like you now. People like you know concern people
You
like
dey
you
talk
now.
about
When
food,
the
you dey
men
talk
are
about information. What information?
in fact,
You want to take food come
I'm
off
not
our
meant to
mouth?
talk. I wonder.
I don't understand. We dey talk about want to eat our Easter food. They talk about information. Not be the same
I will put
information. They
my
talk
address for
about
the comment section. I'll send my address for comment section. May send that back.
Give us a man the 5 pot of black soup. I have. That's what I promised you.
now
And
snail I need snail, fried
I
snail.
don't eat snail, so that's out of the question.
Okay. Okay. What about stash? Stash and
I don't eat starch. I don't know how to eat starch. So
can you imagine? You know they eat better food with me. You're like,
starch is not better food now. What are you saying?
Madam Rita, not mind all of them. I have to force them to say they should
This
be smiling for the women. All of them have to force
Mother
them.
Rita is a big
when men are talking, go back of the stage, Black Panther.
Oh my goodness, you guys are just a trip.
Go ahead, Mother Rita. Talk
I
to us.
beg go, I beg go, no vex, Mr. Elvis. I beg, no, just 1 second. Make I ask Mother Rita. Mother Rita, I beg, make I ask, so no vex. You come through the window of like Black Panther, or you come through the normal door. I beg, make I just ask, so.
I, I never come through the window. Mr. Elvis put it on the comment section. He put the link there. That's how I came.
Exactly.
So I
That's
came
what
to
We
the
know
front
those
door.
that we know those that come
Oh,
through the window.
now only
They know
Black
themselves.
Panther now they call through the window for here.
You
Go
guys are
ahead.
just too
Now let
much.
me get the key now. Nobody get the key now. Let me.
Oh, Mama. Good evening, everybody. Mr. Elvis, my darling mommy diaspora, finest, everybody in the comment section, Madam Ame Bright and Jocelyn Emmanuel as well. Good evening and happy Easter. For those of you who are still fasting, the Muslim brothers and sisters, please pray for us. Okay, I'm sorry I came late, and I'm just going to talk based on what I saw in the screen and what you guys were talking about. I think, okay, I'm just going to start with um, the IDP camp thing you're talking about. Mr. Odua is right when he said there was an IDP camp, because I think during Governor Shomale's tenure, I remember there was something about, I don't know if that IDP was born out of the flood that happened as at that time, but I remember, I think it's somewhere in Edo North. I think so. There was an IDP
Yeah,
camp there.
yes, it is a donut, madam. It is a
Yeah,
donut.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. So I think, yeah. But I don't know, maybe that was temporary, because I think it was because there was some serious, massive flood. I think that's what started the IDP gate. It had nothing to do with headsman attack or anything like that. It was due to the flood. But I don't think I don't know if that IDP camp is still existing. I wouldn't even say, well, they're not internally, I would say they're displaced, but this is due to natural disaster. Because if you want to talk about IDP, well, you can say because of due to natural disaster, but usually, associated with people who have been forcefully driven out of their land, due to maybe communal clash, or maybe there's some sort of war. But I believe that every IDP camp that exists in Nigeria or plan to be existing is just another SPV. That's just how I see it. Because when you have an IDP camp, everybody has now become so wise, and they learn from when Sheriff, is it Sheriff that's the vice president now, was the governor of Borno State, and that's where you had this the BK people, and then now is it Zulum that's the present governor now. This anywhere you have a state that is serious IDP, trust me, there's a lot of funds that's going to be pumped there, and those funds can be drivers of SPVs, and they always make a deal with the chief security officer, that's the governor of that state. So it's a racket on its own. It's just like every war that's going on, there's a racket behind every war. Even the Ukraine war that we see today, there's a racket behind it. So any IDP can be just another SPV. Just look at it that way. Unfortunately, they're using the very downtrodden of the society to create that kind of SPV move. It is what it is. Unfortunate thing that there's nothing anybody can do. Even if we shout from here to Jericho, those things will still exist. Now for the 90 billion for Hajj, because I heard someone mentioned it, that's another SPV. Come on, that's another SPV. Even if you said it's 90 billion now, and then the money is being sent, trust me, let's just say what they're going to spend for the Hajj will be like 30 billion. The rest money is 30 billion is even too much. 10 billion. The rest money is being shared. Just because every local government, in case you guys don't know, every local government chairman has to produce people from his constituency, from his local government, and they will sign for each person, and they delegate certain people for every local government. So it's not coming from the governor's office per se. Every local government chairman, there's a racket behind it. They say, okay, we need 20 people from every local government, every state, every northern state now, that or every state that they have people who are practicing Islam, and they say, okay, it goes by local government. I know for sure in the north, it's like local government. So every local government chairman now will have 30 people assigned to him. So he has a choice to just bring 20 people and take the rest money, right? So that's what they do. So it's just another SPV, another way to make money. Now it's because everybody is screaming. Everybody kind of don't open eye, looking at the money being disbursed from the National Assembly and from, the presidency. So they have to find ways in which they can siphon money. So they will create imaginary situations like IDP, Hajj, they're talking about Hajj. Nobody has talked about, the Christian one that they go to Jerusalem. Nobody's talking about that, but that's been silent. Now, I don't know if the Nigerian Christian Association, the CAC, CAN of Nigeria, Christian Association of Nigeria, I don't know if they're silent on it. They've chucked in the money and nobody's talking about. So we're only hearing about the Muslim people now, the Hajj, right? So, that's something to look at. So it's all SPV all the way. It's all SPV. So, it's not something that we should be surprised about. And now, going by
Mama Rita,
yes, sir.
I hope after they have given to the Christian and Muslim, they will still give to us that are Africa tradition believers, religious believers.
Where na they go do now?
Mr. Odua,
however we do we do it. So they will still give to us.
Mr. Odua, I will not comment on that. Thank you. And the next one is I saw from your screen, Mr. Elvis. Okay, no, let me talk about Alen Oyema because I heard Mr. Chris speak about it. I think he said anybody earning, someone can correct me if I'm wrong in my statement. Any Nigerian, any 200,000 naira per month is better than somebody in the United Kingdom, any 2,000 pounds per month. Am I right?
Exactly.
Okay. I think Alen Oyema, I would appreciate it if you just focus on, doing what you're doing, helping Nigerians when you can, and giving us a cheaper airfare, put your competition out there, it's better because, sometimes some people don't have strength in speaking or explaining. So it's better they kind of make themselves teachable and just stand aside. Because Alen Oyema, you're a businessman, but when it comes to, you have some knowledge of being a businessman, some knowledge of finance, but there are certain things you just don't say because you will be looked at somebody that's insensitive, even if you might mean well, and somehow it will kind of bring up something like people will say, okay, are you speaking for the elites or are you speaking for the fraudulent present administration? You start to bring out all those things that are totally unnecessary. Now, before you make that kind of statement, Alen Oyema, thank you, Mr. Chris, for saying that. Somebody who is earning 200,000 naira a month in Nigeria, can they afford to fly your fleet from, let's say, Benin to Lagos? How much is your flight? Alen Oyema, let's start from there. You're a businessman, you have fleets of planes. Somebody earning 200,000 naira is expected that, okay, they should still be able to afford to buy a ticket from Lagos to Benin without feeling that, the chunk of their salaries is being taken off. When you reason that way, then I will listen to you. If you give me the statistics, the breakdown, then I will listen. If somebody who is earning 200,000 naira in Nigeria cannot afford to buy a ticket from Benin to Lagos, then your comment is just baseless. With all due respect to you, sir, Mr. Alen Oyema, it's just you shouldn't even have said that. If you said 2 million, I would say, okay, 2 million a month. Maybe he meant to say 2 million. Seriously, human error.
Exactly.
But sometimes,
Exactly.
because sometimes, you know, I make myself, am I trying to say 1,000, but I'm actually talking about millions. So perhaps he meant 2 million naira. If he says 2 million naira a month, I'll say, okay, yeah, this man is right. But how many people in Nigeria earn 2 million naira a month, for crying out loud? I know that somebody is working in an oil company, even if he's just a messenger, he doesn't earn 2 million naira. I don't even know if he earns 200,000, maybe close to it. A messenger in an oil company, if that position even exists, or a gatesman in an oil company, if he earns 200,000 naira a month, okay. But please, you know, please, I would all due respect, you know, just stay on your lane. Don't make it such insensitive, because it's insensitive. Although, if you want to really break it down from my own perspective, if you're earning £2,000 a month in the UK, and I don't know how it is for the rent in the UK, maybe where you are not under any government subsidy, and government's not helping you for anything.
Madam Rita,
Yes.
sorry to suggest you, that £2,000 will not be in a month. Oh. Is it in a month?
He said a month now, because
It's not a month, you know, go reach
equating, it's equating 200k naira a month. He said if you are earning 200k naira a month,
£2,000 no go reach them.
that's
No,
what I'm
talk true.
trying to break it down. Like, if it's £2,000, okay, maybe say your rent, 2-bedroom apartment is £1,000. You have you have a car, you have insurance that you have to pay. I don't know if they do road
So Black
insurance or
Panther,
whatever
you not
insurance they
get
pay.
if you don't know the information, now they defend the indefensible since.
Who was defend? I don't understand. I'm not defending anybody. I'm trying to say,
No, not you. Black Panther, now they talk.
Okay,
You
me
know,
Black
No,
Panther. Yeah, so
wait. Sorry, Madam Rita. You not read my statement. Which one be defending indefensible? I said that statement, I don't agree with that. I made it fundamental. I say I
no,
don't
you are
agree with
asking
that.
if it's a month or a day. So you did not know that 200,000 was a month, and you were defending the indefensible since.
No, you yourself, you tell us in a month. You yourself, you tell us. See the person they
Have
yam
you
black,
okay, have you
they
talked the
call black,
statement?
black.
Wait till
Black,
you
they
want
call
to my
black,
own for
black. Look
side.
am. You want to
Have
defend
you
yourself.
This boy, man,
I
let
don't
Black
know.
can they
Panther.
put that for headline?
I don't know now offense.
put him on back of stage, I beg.
Madam
So
Rita, I beg,
I just
go
want
ahead.
wait, to
Your
cut the long
submission
story
is
defend
short, to cut the long story short, everybody can have your expenditure a month, you know, and you know how much you are paying. And then you now look at Oyema with that monkey look, that emoji, like, what are you saying, Oga? Because 2,000, and this is for a single person, you didn't even add if you have children or dependents, or you have mother and father that you're helping in sending money, or brother or sister that you are helping their education. University is not free in Nigeria. There's nothing like scholarship. It doesn't exist. There's nothing like government assistance in Nigeria. There's nothing like social services in Nigeria. So, and even let's not go to the medical aspect. Who's going to buy you Panadol? Is there the healthcare services is working with 200,000 naira? Mr. Allen Oyema, I don't know what you're saying. No, me, I like you because
Margarita, sorry,
you have been. Go
Margarita,
ahead.
sorry to cut it, please. This 200,000 we are focusing on, in the real sense, for some of us that are Christians, it's no longer 200,000, because if you remove 10% tax of 200,000, 20k is already out of it.
I'm not even going to add.
180.
It is in the Nigerian palace, those of them who practice giving tithes every month, because that's a topic for another day. It is their own prerogative. If they choose to give, if they choose to dash, this is not give, dash their pastor 20,000 naira from the 200. It's none of my business, because biblically, in the present day, that doesn't apply to me. You know, that doesn't mean that the money would double. So if you are doing good and you're helping, I don't want to even add the tithe issue. Please, I don't want to be distracted, sir. With all due respect, because I know I'm just saying it for a single person now. It's not even enough. Now, a family of 4, that's not even enough, for Christ's sake. Medical, children are growing, they eat. You have to buy clothing, you have to buy stuff in the house. What is 200? 200, and you have a mother in the village, or you have two sisters in university or high school that you're paying for, you're taking care of. They're talking about the rent. So how are you going to build your house with 200,000 naira, Mr. Allen Oyema? Please enter house. So don't just because I like you as a businessman and what the good things you have been doing. But in this case, Mr. Allen Oyema, enter house. I am believing. I want to believe you wanted to say 2 million, not 200k. Going forward, based on what you wrote, Mr. Elvis, on your screen, you said Daniel Boala said the Obi is a Judas Iscariot because he vowed never to leave Abga. You know, people like Daniel Boala, you know, they are the scum of in the Nigerian airspace. And, I want to liken him to the one that calls himself Reno, because these are, I call them distractors. I don't know what this obsession, this pitiable obsession about Peter Obi. You guys said, look, you ran away, you snatch it, you grab it, snatch it, and I don't even know where you are. You can't even run because you are stuck there stealing and eating. So I don't understand this obsession. The man, Peter Obi, my president, is doing what he's doing to the best of his ability. What is this obsession? Daniel Bwala, you are too old to be fooling yourself. You're too old. And you say you are doing your PhD. Is it that doing the PhD has removed some level of sense in your cognitive skills? Like, seriously, don't Nigeria need to hear that? You guys said we are being pitiable because of it, we did not win, as you guys claimed. Okay, we have moved on. Why are you dragging Peter Obi with Abga now? What is the purpose? I don't understand this. This generation of men that just become useless on social media. Is that helping? Daniel Bwala, talk about what is going in kidnapping. Daniel Bwala. I wish they could bring this man to the show so that we can at least school this man. I just don't. It's very annoying. And is this the kind of comment that we need to hear? What's all this rhetoric for? I don't get it. And to even think that the media will even pick it up, so like Daniel, for what now? I don't know. Seriously, I don't know the obsession. I don't know. It's like a man that is obsessed with a woman. This is like an obsession. It's a disgusting obsession with Peter Obi. If their wife is angry with them, it's Peter Obi's fault. If their wife does not sleep with them, it's Peter Obi's fault. If their children are not doing well in school, it's Peter Obi's fault. If there's IDP camps in Nigeria, it's Peter Obi's fault because he's going to visit them. If the dollar is down or up, it's Peter Obi's fault. For crying out loud. For crying out loud. This gotta stop. Listen, the Labour Party, Aisha, and what's the other man, Unisa Tanko and the rest, please, they should be tackling recalcitrant human beings like Daniel Bwala. I'm sorry, Mr. Elvis, you said there's no insult, but this is just ridiculous. Ridiculous, because if we don't clamp down people like this, talking on important topics, making jives at Peter Obi is ridiculous. It's like an obsession. What is it? I don't even think they even do that to Trump in America. What is it? You people stole the mandate. You are there. Now focus on your mandate. Focus on it. Leave Peter Obi alone. It's not funny at all. It's just becoming, it's not funny at all. This is 2024. We don't have time for this nonsense rhetorics on a daily basis from Reno or Daniel Bwala. What is this about Afghan? I'm just very upset and irritated. Yes, sir.
Can you give me 30 seconds? You see,
go ahead.
You see the way you are reacting now on a Bwala issue, and that's why I don't want to react. I don't want to react to it because I see, I'm suspicious that they want the social media to be talking on this issue, just to divert our attention on the main topic, what we need to be speaking on. I think most of us need to be very, very, very smart, smarter than them. In short, we are smarter than them. We need to just speak little about it and move forward. Because if you see it, every month they bring something about Peter Obi. Peter Obi don't even send them. They talk about it, and we don't worry ourselves.
Yeah, you see, Black Panther, let me tell you something. There's a significant number of Nigerians that are very gullible and they believe everything that's written there. And these people work on the psyche, the likes of Daniel Bwala and the one that calls himself Reno. They work on the psyche of the majority who are very gullible in their thinking and they don't have access to the right information. And that's why when elements like Daniel Bwala comes out and start to bring topics that don't make no sense or put food on the table of people, it is left for us, the majority of the obedience and reasonable Nigerians. You don't have to be an obedient. A reasonable Nigerian that his head is cool in the right direction to counter these people and tell them to sit back home. If they don't want to be teachable, they should sit down with their empty barrel sense of reasoning. It's the point. So it's something that needs to be talked about because it's annoying. It's really annoying. Is it what we're supposed to be talking about? Talking about Judas Iscariot because it's Easter now. You're not using the message of Easter now to juxtapose Peter Obi. Betray who? What they're trying to do, because they know the likes of Abure, who has disgraced himself, and then I see the party is shaking, and Peter Obi is part of it, and Peter Obi is just calm. They are using this opportunity, right, to constantly go online, to thinking that they want to break the wings and the reputation of Peter Obi. That's what they are doing. That's what they're doing. So tomorrow, the gullible Nigerians will say, after all, he really betrayed the Abga people. He wants to not betray the Labour Party. This man, they're trying to smear his reputation. That's what they're doing. And that's why I'm upset. Even if Peter Obi is quiet, yeah, he's quiet. But however, the majority of the gullible Nigerians who don't understand the psyche of what these men are doing, the psychological turmoil that they're trying to put on the gullible ones, we need to speak out. Just ignore. No. Because if we continue to speak against them, they will start bringing this kind of charade and deceiving people, bringing Judas Iscariot, trying to copy, juxtapose Peter Obi into betray who? The other people complaining, Daniel Boala, they complaining now. What is it? Focus on your Bala Blue. Focus on it. Focus on it. You are doing your PhD. Focus on it, Mr. Daniel Boala. Please don't disturb, or you are disturbing the gullible Nigerians. You are disturbing the woman who cannot feed her children. You are disturbing the man who is hustling for his family. You are disturbing us with this useless rhetorics. It's really useless. These are the kind of things that actually distort people's sense of reasoning. That your mental capacity is dwindling down because of information like this that make absolute no sense. I'm just miffed with all this kind of topics from the likes of Daniel Boala and Reno. Anyway, the next book, moving along. Go ahead, sir.
10 seconds, please. You have to keep speaking it, because this was exactly what they did to Jonathan and the team. Jonathan's team. Good luck, Jonathan. They didn't counter any of this back talk, any of these half lies and half truth and outright lies. So please, we have to keep speaking against these people. We have to vehemently refuse all these false innuendos. Please keep speaking it, please.
Oh, goodness. And for Debanjo, God bless that man. May God give him longer life, and so they can actually see the Nigerian that he wants to.
2 minutes, man.
Yeah, finally, this is my final part. He said the man at Bodilon should forget second term and give Nigeria a new constitution. Yes, I totally agree with that. I'm in tandem with that, because it's not even about amending the 1999 constitution. We don't need to amend. We need a fresh, like today bread, fresh constitution, because there are a lot of issues on ground. There's a lot of institutional corruption. Everything is just messed up. It's like your house is, I don't know how to explain. Your house is very dirty, right? And then you are sweeping the floor. Let's say the floor has a lot of trash. You're actually sweeping the trash under the carpet. And then everybody, oh, my house is neat. No, because the time will come when everybody starts to step on that carpet, the dust will start emitting, the dirt you hid under the carpet to start coming out again. So everywhere is still dirty. So I just feel that even voting for 2027, for me, with the same constitution, with the same electoral law, I don't think it's going to work. With the same things that's going on, that the president appoints the INEC chairman, no. The electoral law, no. It's an attempt in futility, without due respect to people who believe in voting. Next 2027, Peter Obi, I heard some of his interview yesterday, not all the part, but I just feel that there's a lot of things that he didn't want to say, and I respect him for that. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes, and I was very touched when he said he cannot really talk about what they've done to him, and I can't even imagine. But I think he will have given more clarity. Maybe perhaps they're still talking and deliberating, so he doesn't want to say anything final, to be unfair. So perhaps maybe he might come out again, or a spokesperson, and make a final speech in regard to what's going on in the Labour Party. And sorry, finally, there's something that Peter Obi said yesterday that's kind of like questionable. He said something about he believes in what they call it. It's regional. What is like what's going on in Edo State now, for example, when they said every region must have their turn every region, yes, something to do. Every region must have their turn. That is his own opinion to come out and serve the people. Now, if he says that,
No. Sorry.
But
He said this.
Madam Rita, he said 5-year
He
tenure,
said.
5-year tenure
no,
only.
no, 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 no. I
Can I say
heard about
something?
the 5-year
I heard
tenure.
it. I heard it. What he said was rotational system of governance
Yes.
and 5 years tenure for presidency.
I'm not talking about the 5-year tenure now. Is the
No, yes,
rotational?
yeah.
Is the
He said
rotational part he was
yeah.
talking about?
Okay,
The
he said
rotational,
the six. Okay, he said the
No.
6 geopolitical zone. Five
He-
years each. Each 6
I am not
geopolitical zone
talking about the
across board.
term. I am not talking about. I heard that speech very clearly. He talked about the 5-year term, but he also said something about every zone. He believes that every zone, must produce a candidate. And now, in my own opinion, when I heard that, aside from the 5-year term thing he was talking about, and I said, okay, talking about zoning now, in those states, we have a Labour representative candidate of the Olumide Akpata, who is not from, he's from Edo South, right? And now there's a crowd that Edo Central, it is their turn. Now, is he trying to tell me that I expected somebody to ask him that question, that now, if you're in that position, you believe in every zone must, so now the person that's representing your party, which you support, because he said he supports Olumide Akpata, is not in that zoning formula right now.
Thank you, Madam Rita. Thank you very much.
Madam
Thank
Rita.
you.
Can I finish speaking, please? Can I finish speaking? Thank you. Now, I expect someone to ask him, like, okay, so if you say that is his opinion, because he said if he had his way, that is what he preferred, and I respect his opinion, but I expect someone to ask him now that in Edo State now, clearly Edo North, Edo South have been governor, and some people are clamoring for Edo Central's turn. The person that is representing your party, Olumide Akpata, is from Edo South. And presently, we have an Edo South governor. What would you say about that? If you believe that is your ideology. I expect somebody to ask Peter Obi that question. But however, for me, because Nigeria, because of we're still going back again to that constitution. Because this abroad where we day, eh? You and I know, I don't know about other countries in Europe, there's nothing like zoning. Excuse me, sir. I'm going somewhere.
Let me go. No, you are going. You will go the place. Don't worry. Just hold on. There is one portion they asked Mr. Obi about the Constitution before he jumped into that one. Mr. Obi said one thing which I picked very clearly. He said he believed in a new constitution, that we are going to go. We must go about it. We must do it because we cannot continue to function in this one that we have now. Mr. Najao, please go and play that play before you see that was when he now jumped to the other one.
In fact, yesterday, what Madam Rita, what you are saying now was exactly, but I was the lone voice yesterday. You are not here yesterday, unfortunately.
I need so, I'm sorry, I was
the lone man. Both callers on everything, people didn't even see that. Even some people are trying to even come after me. Exactly, that was what I said, and it's with respect to the Constitution. He said, I will do it. There's no problem. He said he will do it. This constitution reform we're talking about, three words, I will do it.
Okay,
period.
Yeah, and I was expecting them to even ask, like, why has Olumide Akpata not brought his running mate? I don't know if he's brought it. I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me. Not yet, but from what I understood, from what he said, I think they're waiting for. I think INEC officially says. I think it's April that they will start campaign. So maybe perhaps they are waiting for. That's why Olumide has kind of gone like Andrew Liver Salt right now. Everything is just like still. I don't think it has anything to do with what's going on with the leadership of the Labour Party. I think maybe there's some sort of strategy going on of some sort. But I'm yet by this time we should know a running mate, like what's going on. But that's just what I have to say. I don't want to overstretch it, but I feel Mr. Peter Obi should have said more. He should have more expatiated more on the questions that people were asking. But I understand why he was being very careful, because I believe there's some deliberations still going on. So it would be unfair for him to just, a leader doesn't just talk anyhow just to please people or what people are expecting. So I respect that from him. Thank you, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you very much, Madam Rita, for your time with us and for pointing this area out. To be honest, I would have advised you blame the people that were passing on their question than blaming Peter Obi. To be honest, because if you check what happened yesterday, a lot of people were calling in and passing their messages and all that, their questions to Peter Obi, and it's just like romancing Peter Obi. May God bless you, sir. May this bless you, sir. Listen, guys, listen. We're in a critical time in Nigeria. Obviously, you cannot expect Peter Obi to start answering questions that you did not ask him. The kind of question that's supposed to be passed to Peter Obi yesterday is supposed to be tough questions. We are talking about a leader here that want to lead our country for.
Yeah, there's some questions that were just of like, what are these people doing? Like,
everybody were, one woman called, just pray. Even Peter Obi was bored. Even everybody were now saying thank you. They now have to hang the phone.
I think parallel facts, if they are listening, I think what they should do, they should have some sort of coordinated rules, like, please, when you speak to the guy, don't give him accolades. Don't give him accolades. Give me history of how you met him 3,000 years ago and you snap picture. Please go straight to the question. And they should also include like other platforms like like Nigeria Watch, because I was just like, what's this? Like, come on, you could do better.
You see,
myself, in fact,
let me tell you something.
God bless you.
Let me tell you something. One thing that
Mr. Evic,
go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Let me just allow you. Go ahead.
Okay. What I wanted to say is this. In the particular time that we all are facing, this particular time we are facing right now, we should go straight to the point. When we are privileged to have someone like Mr. Peter Obi on any show, go straight to the point. All this, you want to ask a question, you use 15 minutes to praise him first. Then you say, okay, let me come to my question.
That's the psychophantic nature of Nigerians. See, we have to start unlearning some certain things. And people like me, when we talk, they say, okay, she's being aggressive. No, I need to pull you out from that doldrum of psychophancy.
I don't
know. It's not rocket science.
Say when you guys are saying it is better, when me talk like this, then I'm going to become problem later. No, yeah. Now let me just stay silent. Anyway,
in fact,
the one that even paid him was one guy was almost like bringing his baby that was giving birth for Peter Obi to bless. Imagine.
And for me, Madam Rita, I don't think when people say you are aggressive, I don't think you should listen to them. That's why I said this life is like when people take alcohol, they can react differently.
I don't listen to that at all. Yeah, I don't.
I was actually making that with respect to what happened earlier during the show. I think somebody called in and he was faulting Mr. Obibueze, the way Mr. Obibueze reacted to Mr. Allen Onyema's speech. For me, I just think it's completely unnecessary. The issues of Nigeria pinches everybody differently. So when people should allow people to react, as long as you are civil, you are making your point. The way you make your point shouldn't be another person's problem, shouldn't be another person's business. We all can be soft-spoken. We all can be aggressive. We have different ways of passing our messages.
Exactly.
As long as it's not attacking the personality. We are speaking
to
the
I
issue.
Agree, sir. I agree, sir.
Naija, can I say something?
And there's something I have to say. And Black Panther, you've been in this program before me. So at least just allow me to.
I came late.
You have been here before me. As in, you've been here since morning now, but I just came in.
Since morning, okay. Hey, Nigeria.
Black Panther, you have been hijacking people's submission. Calm down,
make you no buy favor.
Black Panther is my brother. Black Panther is my brother.
You want buy favor now?
Allow her.
Who they talk? The black pot or black one? The white one?
I was just about to say something with regards to what Mr. Chris was saying. See, I think I brought this example. See, there are two ways when you want to wake up somebody from sleep. There are two ways in which you wake the person. Is it that you tap the person? No, actually, there are three ways. Is it that you call the person's name softly and say, hey, if it's Black Panther, wake up. Or you tap Black Panther, maybe on his shoulder, or say, Black Panther, wake up. Or you shout at Black Panther, and that's when Black Panther wakes up. So Nigeria right now, as the way it is, Nigeria, the first and the second method doesn't work for Nigeria. Trust me. It does not work. It's the third method. You have to shake them to wake up. You have to shake them to wake up. That is our Nigerian style of
in
getting
this
it.
our critical time. People were robbing. They were romancing Peter Obi.
Oh my goodness! See, one thing with me, I can't praise. Like I said, Alex Otimi, I'm not praising him because he's doing what he ought to do. He's supposed to even do more. I don't praise. So even if Peter Obi, as much as I respect the man and I still respect him today, he becomes president, I will criticize, I will ask him questions that he needs to answer. Because listen, some of you, most of them that are even diaspora, it's like they don't they watch TV? Watch TV. The politicians want to hear hard questions. They want to hear hard questions, direct questions.
Let me tell you something, Madam Rita. Are you aware somebody was asked who passed the question of Abure and the convention and everything to Peter Obi was beating around, rounding around the roundabout. Peter Obi now have to tell this person that I don't understand what you're saying. Go straight to the point. That means Peter Obi was actually there to take questions, but the people that were passing questions, all of them were beating around.
Oh, yeah, there are two. It's a psychophancy problem that we have in Nigeria.
Everybody wants to claim that me better pass, that me better pass.
Naija Wash. Naija Wash.
Ask our principal question. He wants to answer you. That's why he came. Somebody who's
now the same psychophancy Allen Oyema they display now is the same psychophancy. You are playing to the gallery. The nation is burning. You are telling us that 200,000 is better than 2,000.
Yes, sir.
Naija Wash. When Black Panther go to do whoa today, somebody will talk say whether I drink go come here. I think people are now seeing it very clearly now. Very, very clearly now, from the point which I've always come from, that the issue of Nigeria is not an issue of you paint it, say it how it is. But one thing I learned from my social scientist in school these days, he said one thing I should also know, that there is always a time. There's always a time for Jojo and there's a time for war. The time which we are now is a time for war, because we have Jojo so many times. I won't explain that. You see, the reason why I got to pinpoint the point of Mr. Oyema was that I look at it holistically and I said, this thing is said is faulty, but I would not holistically drop him down or just do the way other people are doing. Because there are so many politics that have been played in this business, because I'm putting myself in a position of running a $100 billion business in a country of corruption, nepotism, and there's no structure, no economic structure in Nigeria. That's the position I'm running from. I'm not saying that, the statement he made. The statement he made, I'll pinpoint it and say that's very wrong. But that one I don't agree. But I will look at him in the other position, that what made him to make that statement? There must be a political pressure because of his business. There must be a political pressure because Nigerian politicians, they are evil. So we should know that they are evil. They will press a man that is good to do something else. Mr. Obi was saying something here. In the old team, Mr. Obi team, one thing that I was so glad was agreeing to the point that Nigeria need a new platform to grow, and that's the new constitution. That is one beautiful thing that I was so happy about. Every other argument, the people that manage it, when they did a very bad job yesterday. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Anjao, there's a question for you in the comment section. By God's grace, I think it's the last question there. Please, if you can help us to answer the question.
Where is? Let me see.
God's grace. I'll be grace of God. The last question there.
Okay, God's grace. Why has Peter Obi refused to come to this platform, Naija Watch, after all you have been doing for him and for obedient movement and all that, blah blah blah? It's a question that I will leave for tomorrow, for another day.
Legitimate.
So,
it's a legitimate question.
Very
Yes.
legit.
It's a legitimate question.
To be honest, I would like you all to be asking that question, but I don't want to be part of it. I have my reasons.
Oh,
Everybody can be
okay, can I answer?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can. I don't, but I don't want to be part of it.
Okay, let me assume. I'm not assuming that I know. Let me just assume. Probably Nigeria has not personally invited Pitobi. Like he does invited other people.
I beg.
I'm just
No,
assuming.
don't put it that way. No.
That
Don't put it that
means
way.
No,
you
it
are
has
using it
nothing to do
directly
with.
to
I don't think it has
talk,
anything to do with
which I will
invite. See,
still talk.
the
Thank you.
impact.
Let me
Listen, the
let me
impact
say
this platform is making is enough invitation. In my view,
Yes.
I think people might be stopping him from coming. Let's say these things the way, because the reason I'm even
Yes.
referring to this question is because of what we are saying, that people were not there to ask Peter Obi the pertinent question. Imagine
Yes,
if he
sir.
was to be here, Mr. Jonathan will look at him boldly and ask him these questions that we are all craving to get answers to. Madam Rita can look at him without sentiment and ask him appropriate
Oga
questions.
Chris.
That was why I didn't draw our
Oga
attention.
Chris.
See, this platform
Oga
doesn't need
Chris.
invitation any longer. I think people are
Oga
just
Chris.
blocking
Can
him.
I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Oh no, wait now, Oga Chris. Now, please, with all due respect, you know why I spoke that way. I can understand that. Like the questioner is, how does Mr. Elvis invite the likes of Mike Ozokome? How does he invite the likes of other people, other well-meaning, at least other politicians to come on board? What does he do? What process does he,
Now, I'll tell you the
apply
clear
to invite
difference.
them?
Listen, I'll tell you the clear difference between these people. We are talking about players and coach. We are talking about football. See, that is even part of the thing. If the owner of this platform, if he had gone to that extent of trying to bring in the likes of these people you have mentioned, that should be enough attraction to say, who is this person? And at least they know that they are not paying him. They have not done any of those things. Who is this person? Why is he doing what he's doing? Let's go and see what he's doing there.
Mr.
That
Chris,
should
in
be
addition
enough
to that,
motivation.
see, this session they are having is a quarterly session. Normally, it should be okay. Let's identify 2 or 3 platforms on the social media. You don't go. It's like a politician. It's like a politician appearing on CNN again. Alone. And you want to be the president of the United States. You're going nowhere. It's like Biden now. Every day he just go to CBS throughout the election period. It's a non-starter. They will divide.
All right, Mr. Jonathan. Everybody on the panel, please just read what is on the private chat and leave it there. Don't talk about it, but read it, and that's all. Go ahead, Mr. Jonathan.
Okay, I will just leave it. I'll leave it at that. So that we don't flog the issue. But I'm believing that the likes of Aisha Yusufu, even Kenneth Okonkwo, and the spokesman, this guy from Kano State, I forgotten his name right now. The spokesman. These are the people that I believe that they are aware of what is going on this platform. And that was the reason why when the election...
When you guys are saying, let me quickly put this one on. You guys are saying I'll be supposed to be here. Like I said, there's area I don't want to address at all. I have my reasons. But if Peter Obi, in case you guys are saying, why is Peter Obi not here? Aisha Yusuf have been here, right? Kenneth Okoko have been here.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make.
All the spokesperson for Peter Obi have been here. All.
Yeah, yes.
Abraham Adukare have been here. In fact, if I have to start mentioning all of their names, all of them have been here, right? So let's just leave it like that.
So these are the people. These are the people that should pass this along. These are the people that have they have his ears. These are the people that can reach him. So it's very clear. And what we're talking about here is not just about talking about one plan. We're talking about Nigeria here. We're talking about Nigeria here. We're talking about inclusiveness here. So I believe that is like yesterday, and I thank God that we have someone like Madam Rita here today. Reinforcing it. When at the end of that session, and you are going around. Then Mr. Elvis, you put on the link, and then we started after the callers. I think I was the third on the panel. The first statement I made, my first opening statement was that I would suggest that parallel facts going forward should coordinate other social media platforms, because I was kind of perplexed where I was sitting down when the question of rotational presidency or whatever was asked, and they allow it to die there. Because this is one of the reasons one of the things we are accusing Nigerian media for. We accuse them over and over again. They cannot follow up. They cannot follow up. And Mr. Peter Obi said that, okay, fine, that he supports constitutional reform. And he went further and he said he also support rotational presidency. And then I was thinking on my head that, okay, if you support he started by saying, I support Akpata. So he confirmed it yesterday. Correct. And then he started going forward. Then my question was that, okay, if you support Akpata and you support, there is a discrepancy there for me. And I was expecting maybe.
Can I, Mr. Najal, can I come in?
Just 30 seconds. I need to round up.
See, the people, I don't want to, there's what we call scatteryan. I want to be, because I'm very angry with those parallel facts. There's what we call monopoly. No.
Don't be angry with anybody, please.
We are all obedient. That's why I said I don't want scatteryan. To me, that thing, there's what we call monopoly. And somebody is looking at you as a subject that if you get, as an institution, if you get that opportunity, their own is bygone, because you have a lot of interaction, educative interaction right here. And there are people that are watching you. Even some of their people, their own henchmen, they sit somewhere, they are watching. So they've evaluated your platform and they see that you have a systematic way. If you come in, you might probably monopolize it and they will not get a shot at it anymore. That is the reason what I see. That's why I say I'm very angry with them, because that's also to be so as obedient. We have to give free land to every people that has selflessly sacrificing to this position that we are now, because everybody that is preaching that this government should be, we need to have a new institution. All of us need to embrace ourselves and do things together and find a way forward. For them doing that yesterday, did a very bad thing yesterday, and I noticed it. But what I'm happy about is that Obi laid down that there must be a new constitution, and for that new constitution, it should be a rotational system and should be enshrined into the constitution. That was all that I got yesterday.
Thank you very much,
Mr. Elvis. Finally, I want to say this, please, Mr. Elvis. Please just give me 1 minute. Let me just say this finally. I just want to shift a little bit. Mr. Chris is here with us. I was thinking that give us our mandate to still be here, but that's okay. That is with reference to the discussion of yesterday. So I want to keep, that I just want to make it clear that I kept my word. I said I'm going to send you some information, which I did earlier today. So if you have time, you probably might review it and bring it out. I sent you 5 links.
No, I have all of them.
The last two. Yes. The last two. It's exactly the reason
about the crude oil and all that, right?
Yeah, so that first of all, an audit.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And I saw everything, and I'll bring it on. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, Easter day. But nevertheless, I want to appreciate every one of you, my wonderful people. You see, some of the questions they ask me for this platform, I did see them, but sometimes I pretentiously ignore it. I don't have anything to say about it, So if not because Oga Chris are fond of doing that, he have always been there, fighting for me right from time for years. So I'm happy that many of you are also doing that, alongside. God bless you now. Because I really do appreciate people who come out to speak for you, even when you not talk to them. They just notice things on their own and they just want to speak. And that is me. That is what I'm doing. I'm fighting for Peter Obi here now since April 2022 till now. I'm still fighting for him. Nobody asked me to do it. Nobody paid me to do it. I just want a better country and all that. I did not say because Peter Obi is not a dumb man and I not go do and all that, So I'm that kind of person. So when Sometimes I need it back. Sometimes I just need it back. I just want people to also don't let me ask you something, just to do it for me. Because that kind of thing makes me happy. Just as sometimes I look at the comment section, there's some kind of things that people write about me. I just, oh my God, thank you very much. I really love this. I like this. I like that. Some of you on this panel, you know, I don't want to mention names. You know, they send me some wonderful messages on WhatsApp sometimes. When I look at it, it just makes me happy, you know, addressing me, encouraging me, and all that. So listen, guys, let's encourage our own. Like I normally say, let's always encourage our own, because many people that we've lost today, right? You never know. Maybe people refused to encourage them. Yeah. Yes, you and I will not come here and be criticizing them like we're talking about Daniel Boala now. Maybe Daniel Boala have looked left and right and now see that, the way the way Nigerians are just doing, I don't understand, or whatever. Although who is satanic is, some people were born to be satanic. So no matter how you put it on, they were born to be satanic. But what I'm trying to say is, I always say it on the platform here, let's encourage our own. So people just think that, oh, we don't know what to want to. If I talk for this platform, if I talk, a lot of things go scatter. If I talk on one day, I don't know whether somebody remembers, say I talk on one day for this platform, say, if I say make I talk, many things go scatter. So, and we are part of the people that started building these things. I sometimes just say no need.
I beg, no talk, no talk.
Exactly. I just say no need
talk.
because you know, let's just let it go. Let it go. Some of you reach out to me privately on this platform. Pray for me that your reward is from God and all that. I really appreciate you all. Anybody that you know that you wish us well. But one thing that we must know is this. I will still continue to say, Peter Obi, the reason why I'm supporting is the only one in this moment that I know that can give us that Nigeria of my dream. I don't know the Nigeria of your dream, or if you are listening to me, I'm talking about myself. That Nigeria of my dream that I want to see. Peter Obi is the only man that can give it to me. That's why you see, I can never be deviated. It's difficult. Because if not, when you look at the attitude of some people, the way some people behave, you just say, what's the need of doing what I'm doing? But it's still the one, whether you like the man or you don't like the man, or ask yourself, be truthful to yourself. That dream, that kind of country where they wake up, say, I wish Nigeria be like this. Amongst all of them now, who will feel give unto you? For me, not
Mr. Niger Watch.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
Quickly, yeah.
Do you know that you have the institution that can bring Peter Obi to Niger Watch, but you don't want to break rank? That is why you're not doing. Do you know that you have it?
Like I said, there's an area I don't want to comment on. You people are coming from different corners. I will not come out. There's an area I don't want to go. But one thing I'll show you guys is that every single broadcast we do here, Peter Obi have all of them on his WhatsApp. Every single. There's not, I'm not saying like Tiri sometime, maybe we'll forget to. Every single broadcast we do here, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year, Peter Obi have all of them on his WhatsApp, and he ticked blue. So I'll leave it there. I don't want to be pushed. But one thing is this. If my worst enemy today, my enemy want to turn Nigeria to become that Nigeria of my dream, I will be the happiest person on earth. I'm telling you. I don't know where my enemy did anyway. If my worst enemy want to be that person that will make Nigeria to be better today, I will be grateful to that person forever. It doesn't mean I will talk to you because we are already enemy, for example, but I will still pray for you. That's me. I just want Nigeria to be better. It doesn't have to come from the person where I love or person where I hate. Anybody. that can give us that Nigeria of our dream. That's why you see there was a day I mentioned dictatorship here on this platform. Who they sidecar noise? So much noise from your end, you know. Mute yourself. Who is that? Just everybody just stay mute. If not so, I don't know where the noise is coming from. You know,
Somebody they type computer.
I think I've muted him. You understand? So we want a better Nigeria. The situation of our country is affecting all of us. So we shouldn't hold any kind of anonymity over anybody. If you know within your heart that what you are fighting for is a better Nigeria, you just let go. Let people that are running, let them keep running. You know, it doesn't matter. We thank God for everything. Let's continue to do what we're doing. I appreciate every one of my panelists.